Hi Yashoda, how are you?
Yes, sir. Good. I'm fine, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good too. Thank you. Can you tell us
Okay,
something
sir.
about yourself? Yeah.
Yes, sir. My name is Yasudha Pusarla. I'm from Rajmandri, and I'm having 3 years of experience as a QA engineer in Gamam Solutions, software solutions, uh, where I have worked as a manual tester. And from last 1 year, I have started working as an automation testing.
Mhm.
Okay, in our project, we'll use data-driven framework with TestNG for automation, and also we'll use Selenium with Java for automation scripts, and also we'll follow page object model as a design pattern.
Mhm.
um, and we'll also for uh, actually we'll write in our daily routine, we'll write test cases for manual testing. We'll develop test cases and we'll execute the test data and all, and we'll also follow agile methodology. Mm, and we use Jira as a bug tracking tool.
Mhm.
That's
Okay, sounds great. So whenever you are being asked about, about yourself, so you have to explain from end to end. Let's say, how do you start your day? So maybe you will be starting your day by reading emails or by making sure that your pull request has been approved. You haven't received any review comments. If you have, then you will continue on that particular work, or maybe you will discuss with your with your team members that, okay, this was the review comment you have given, I feel this is how it should be done, like this. And so try to involve these terminologies like Git, then what about DevOps, CI/CD. Try to include these terminologies, these terms, whenever you are introducing yourself. So automatically the interviewer will ask you the questions on the next level, right? Okay.
okay.
Now you were telling something about the automation framework, right? So how do you
Yes, sir.
run this automation? Do you run it from your local machine itself?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We use Eclipse.
Okay. You are using Eclipse. Okay.
Yes.
Do you use any DevOps tool?
No.
No, you don't use. Okay, no worries. So this question might be asked to you in a real-time interview. How do you trigger your automation? So try to get some understanding on DevOps tools like Jenkins is there, Azure
Okay, sir.
DevOps is there, right? So how those tools are actually triggering the automation, right? They will be creating machines on the fly and then they might be running your automation. So try to
Okay,
get that knowledge.
okay, sir.
Okay. Now let me ask you some scenario-based question. Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now there is a table, right, from
Okay.
which you had to get the data. Okay. And there are three branches: CS, computer science branch, electronics and communication branch, electrical and electronics branch, right? You have to
Okay.
get the data of which should not be a part of these particular branches, right? So I am your one of your team member who has written this particular SQL query. Select star from table one. Table one, you can assume any table, right? Where EMPU, so that is employee, not like in percentage CS, EC, or triple E, right? Now I'm getting error. Now, why I'm getting this error in this particular SQL query?
Sir, can you repeat the question? I
Yeah,
can't
yeah, sure,
understand.
sure. I'll repeat it. See, there is a table one,
Okay.
from which we have to get some data. Okay,
Okay.
okay. And and there are three branches over here: CS, EC, and triple E. Okay.
Okay.
Now, whenever I'm writing this particular SQL query, okay, I'm getting some error. Uh, Whenever I'm writing this SQL query and I'm running this query, so I'm getting some error. Okay. Now, irrespective of whatever data we need or whatever data we don't need, just identify the mistake in this query.
Error in getting the data, right?
So,
Maybe we
yeah, yeah, please go ahead. So
maybe
what?
we have
Yeah,
given a wrong XPaths or
yeah, yeah. So this is an
okay.
SQL query, right? So we won't have XPath. So
Okay, sir.
yeah. So what do you think? Is there any mistake in this particular SQL query?
Is there any exception? I mean, like,
Not exactly an exception, but I'm just getting an error. There, I'll give you a hint. There is a problem with this SQL query. You just have to identify that particular problem.
no, sir, I'm
That is totally fine. See, this is a mock interview. Even if you don't know the answer of the question, you can tell that I don't know. Can you please answer? But in a real-time interview, such kind of questions might come to you. So you have to tell,
yes.
let me think. After thinking for some time, and actually you have to think like genuinely you are thinking, and then you have to tell, let me give it a try, and try giving some answer over there. And just tell upfront, see, I don't know the exact answer of this question, but I would like to go for a try, and maybe then you can correct me out, right?
Okay.
Right. So that thing can happen. Okay. Now, the problem with that particular query was that not like was used together, right? So the exact query would be select star from table one where EMPU not like the CS branch and EMPU not like EC and EMPU not like triple E. So this is the correct query. Instead of just writing this in a bracket, this is a correct method, correct way to write, right? Then you will get the details. The database will return the records to you.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So you have understood that particular question. Okay. So that was related to SQL query. So definitely there you can get some questions related to SQL query. Okay. So you have to be prepared for that. Okay. You cannot combine like and in, right? So that is why we have to keep those not like statements away from each other. Yeah. We were getting error because we were mixing two syntax together. Okay.
Okay.
We could have now there were three values in that, right? CS, triple E, EC. So
Yes.
we can just apply and the results of three like expressions, right? So that's how you have to tell. Okay, so that was the SQL question. Now, okay, now I have one more scenario based question. Okay, now is the screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, now understand this scenario very properly. See, there is a file. Okay,
Okay. Sir.
what kind of file it is? Maybe it is, you can say, Excel based file report, which is generated, and it generates text with the various currency in which you are running. Okay. Now there are three options in the application in the software. Either you can generate the currency using pounds, you can generate the currency using euros or dollars, right? Now there are three options, option A, B, and C. Now you are supposed to tell me high level test scenarios. How will you test this kind of a report file?
To generate a report with three currencies like pounds,
It
euros,
depends.
and dollars.
Yeah, it depends. Various options are there. Okay. So, so how will you test this kind of a file?
First of all, we'll check with, I mean, whether the report is with pounds or not. Sir, can you once again repeat the question?
Sure. See, there is a report file that needs to be generated. Okay. You are able to
Yes,
see
sir.
the screen, right?
Yes, sir. Option. Yes.
Okay. You need to generate the test scenarios. Okay. Now,
Okay.
in this particular report, you have got three options. Option A,
Okay.
B, and C. When I say A, B, and C, so one is pounds, one is euros, and one is dollars. So how will you generate the test scenarios in order to test this particular file?
First of all, we'll check with pounds. I mean, we write all the scenarios, high level scenarios and test cases that related to pounds, and then euros, and then uh, dollars. I mean, for generating taxes, for every currency we'll write different test cases.
Okay, so this is the happy path scenario. Okay, any other
And
scenario?
we'll also check for other currencies also. Like we'll test both positive and negative testing. Like we'll also check with other for one currency, we'll check with other currencies whether it is giving a error message or not.
Okay, so there are only three options that you have. Okay, pounds, euros, and dollars. So there is how will you test with some other particular currency?
Like for option A, we are giving euros or something like. For option B, we are giving pounds. In that way, we'll write.
Okay. Fine. Which are the other test scenarios that are coming to your mind?
We'll also check with other currencies like rupees also. I mean, whether if we are giving this, whether they are giving errors or not, we'll also check these type of scenarios.
Okay. So there are only three options, either pounds, euros, or dollars. So you cannot implement option D, right?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
For option A, we'll check first of all as a positive test case. We'll check with pounds and also with euros and dollars as a negative scenario. Like for option B, likewise, and also for option C.
Okay. What else?
What else? But a percentage of something like percentages.
Do you want me to help you out in this question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so please ask. See, there are three options. Okay, one is pounds, euros, and dollars. The very first test scenario that should come to your mind is UI UX based scenarios. Okay, when I say pounds, when I say euros, when I say dollars, so the symbol of the currency should be displayed properly. Okay, it's actually a report, right? In the report, all those currency along with the symbol of their currency should be displayed properly. Okay, then so this is one of the test scenario. The second test scenario is, as of now, you can see there is a single file. If single file and single currency is there. Now, what if there are multiple files and each file belongs to different location? For example, there is file A, there is file B, which are supposed to get generated. File A is supposed to get generated in the time zone where pounds is the currency. File B is supposed to get generated in the US region where dollars is the currency. So how those two reports are generated properly with, so it's a scenario of multiple file generation. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now coming to the next third scenario in which multiple file, but again location is same. For example, file A and file B, both are to be supposed to be generated in the US based currency only. Okay. Then what happens? Okay. Now comes the fourth scenario where you were telling about the other currency. So I also was asking you, how will you incorporate the fourth option? So fourth option you cannot have, right? Because the application is limited to have only three options. So what you can do is you can do API testing. You can use Postman and you can try inserting a separate currency format in the request API and then see how the response you are getting. Okay. Fifth is, how is the text being calculated? Is the text being calculated properly with respect to the various currencies those are being taken, right? So that is fifth. So these are the high level test scenarios. Now coming to the load testing or performance testing. So how will you, so now you have to validate, you have to verify what if the reports, 100 reports are getting generated, in what particular time it is getting generated. Is it taking too long time? What if you are accessing the application from some particular VPN connection? What if you are accessing the application from mobile hotspot shared network, right? So that's how you have to answer. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. So what is page object model?
Page object model is a design pattern where for every application we'll have different web pages. For every web page, we'll create a .class file which will store all the methods. Methods that we use to perform actions on web elements. Those methods are placed in the pages folder, and we also have a separate test folder where we write all the test scripts. Test cases. Whatever test scripts we have developed, we placed all the test scripts in the test folder.
Mm-hmm.
And we also place all the locators, whatever the objects we are used in the test scripts, we are placed in that pages folder,
Mm-hmm.
like Java file.
Right. Those are Java.
Files.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now let's say you have received a build, right? It's a Monday morning and you receive a build in the morning. So which type of testing will you perform first?
First, we'll perform a smoke testing whether all the critical and basic functionalities of that particular build are working fine or not. And also, uh, we'll also perform sanity if it is a next build. If it is not a starting, or if it is the next build, we'll also perform sanity whether the bugs raised is fixed or not. And we'll if any new feature is added, we'll also perform regression testing. Like we also perform regression testing whether due to this new feature whether the existing functionality is affected or not, to check.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So first you will perform smoke testing. Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. How do you measure that how many number of test cases you have automated or how many test cases are still pending to automate?
How many test cases are pending to
Hmm. So
as
how
we
many?
write test
Yeah.
cases
Mm-hmm. Yes, please go ahead. As you
in
write that.
in manual or in automation? In
Yeah, in
manual.
automation, let's say in automation you have automated 25 test cases. Okay. Now, how will you measure it that you have, how many you have automated? How will you keep that count?
We'll check the flow and actually we'll
Mm,
check the flow. One particular flow. For
mm,
one that particular flow, we'll write that one uh, script.
mm. Okay, based on the flow of the okay. Okay. So over here, if this kind of question is asked to you in a real-time interview, you can answer based on total number of test cases. Let's say if total number of test cases is 100 and you have automated 25 out of it. Okay. So that doesn't mean that you have automated 25% because not 100%, not all the test cases are automated. Maybe out of 100, you could have identified, okay, 50 I'll be able to automate. So out of 50, you are able to, if you are able to automate 25 successfully, so that means your 50% of automation you have done, right? So this is how you can measure. Apart from this, total number of test cases, total number of test scenarios based on the traceability metrics. Okay, so these are the
Yes, that
various,
is the
yes,
matrix. Yes.
based on which you can identify. Okay. What type of questions do you like? Do you like theoretical based questions, or should I go for scenario based questions?
Scenario and both theoretical, sir, because I just want to learn myself and I'm preparing
Okay.
for the interviews.
Okay, fine. So you are
To
preparing
learn,
for the interviews?
if scenarios I learn from them.
Hmm. No, no, it's good. Okay. So once you
Because
get to
I don't know all the scenarios.
hmm.
I will only limited to my project, but I just want to learn out of the box.
Okay, no worries. So once you get selected in any company, then please feel free to approach me and share your success story on our
Okay,
end,
sir,
right?
definitely.
Right. Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Just a second. By mistake, in the question, there is a part of answer also that I have written.
Okay.
Because if you'll know the answer, then there won't be any. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Now, are you able to see my screen?
No, sir. Ah, yes, sir.
Hmm? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now there is a banking website. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now there is a defect in the banking software in a bank, due to which the money is transferred from bank A to bank B. Okay. But the correct amount is not yet received by bank B, or incorrect transfer fee is applied. Okay. Or maybe money is not converted into the current currency, or bank A does not receive a statement advice from bank B that the money has been received, or so on. So what kind of issue is this? Are you getting this question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once I'm going through it, suppose the
Okay.
traffic.
You have joined from mobile?
No, sir. It's laptop.
Laptop. Okay. Because you are bending too much. So I was just asking.
Mm. Uh, whether the currency is not mentioned in the script or
So
like.
so forget about currency. Don't worry
Okay.
about currency. That was a different question. Okay. Now just so this is a defect. Okay, there is a banking software which is supposed to transfer money from bank A to bank B. Okay. But somehow the bank B has not received the amount that was supposed to transfer from bank A to bank B. For example, from bank A, you transfer 1 crore rupees, but in the bank B, you don't receive 1 crore. So it's a defect. Okay, maybe due to currency issue, or any some issue. Okay, so what kind of bug is this? Which type of testing will help you to find such defects? Okay, now coming to
Okay,
the
sir.
straightforward question. What kind of testing, which type of testing will help you to find these kind of defects? You are thinking something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hmm. Unfortunately, we don't have any lifelines left in
No,
the.
sir. No, sir. No, sir. Actually,
Yeah.
uh, will perform like whether that particular functionality is working fine or not, first of all.
Hmm.
And also we can perform like for different data. I mean, to check the performance also will with uh, for particular number, is it working fine or not, with the different number of data we'll test. First of all, we'll
You
perform
are-
functional testing whether that particular functionality is working fine or not.
Hmm. So you are not supposed to test anything in this scenario. This is a defect that has already been found. You just have to tell what kind of testing is done due to which this defect has come. What is the testing type that has been done? What kind of issue is this? Okay, tell me, what kind of issue is this? Is this a non-functional issue?
Functional issue.
This is a functional issue. So someone has
Yes, sir.
done functional testing because of which this defect
Yes.
has come, right? So this
Yes.
defect is the
Yes.
outcome of functional testing.
Functional testing. Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's what the answer was, functional testing.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Now,
I'm thinking what testing has to be performed to bring this defect.
yeah. So what testing? So it was a functional testing. This is a functional defect,
Yes, sir. Yes.
right?
We'll perform functional test. Yes.
Right. Now this code is there. Okay. You are able to see this code.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This code is developed to launch the browser and
Yes,
this
sir.
particular website. Okay.
Yes.
www.pay.com. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I'm getting this error loading extension. Okay. Failed to load extension from C drive users. So when I'm writing that particular Selenium code, I'm getting this error.
Yes.
Okay. This is the Selenium code and I'm getting this error. Expected should be the URL should get launched. The Chrome browser should get launched. It should navigate to that particular URL which is written. But I'm getting this error. Okay. Now you need to tell me the reason behind this error.
Maybe the version, like difference in versions. Like
Versions. Which version?
this Chrome or manifest version being present and set to do without codes developed from the extension members version testing reports. I think there is, extension from users. There is any version, difference in versions. Chrome.
So what is the final answer? Have you seen this kind of error in your machine?
Yes.
No? Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah. Shall I lock the answer?
Yes.
Okay. See. Okay. So I won't tell you the answer, but let this be an open question for the people who are watching this video. Why this error is coming and how will you overcome this kind of errors? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So please put your answer in the comment section of this video. Right. Okay. Now let me move to the next question. Okay. What is TestNG?
TestNG, it's a framework. We use it in a project for manipulation. It has different advantages, like we have different test annotations where it makes easy for test executions also, for while writing test scripts, and also it also provide default test reports. And it also has different annotations, test annotations. And we also set parameters by using TestNG. There are various advantages of using TestNG.
Okay. Now, in your resume, it has been mentioned that you are involved in automation infrastructure development using Selenium. So what is the meaning of this particular line? Automation infrastructure development using Selenium. What is this? Infrastructure development, automation infrastructure development. In your resume, it's been mentioned.
Yes, it means we develop scripts itself. Test scripts for the application. Infrastructure development, like UI, will test the application UI.
So that in the next 2 points in your resume, you have already mentioned that you are developing page object model framework for automation testing. You have created test cases using element
Yes.
locators and Selenium WebDriver methods, right? But what is automation infrastructure development? How do you do that? What is that actually?
Infrastructure development is
Mhm. Have you copy pasted this particular line from some other resume?
no, sir.
Then how come this line is written in your resume, but you're not able to answer? Unfortunately, I am not able to share the screen because there are personal details which are being mentioned.
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Okay, no worries. So you can have a look at this particular line later on. You have only shared the CV to me. Okay. Okay. Now there is one more line involved in BRP meeting. What is BRP?
Hello.
Hmm. What is BRP meeting? That is the last line that is mentioned in your resume that you are involved in BRP meeting. What is that?
Those are daily. We'll have like a daily stand-up meetings.
Hmm.
Those are the meetings. What are the work we have to do, and what have been what we have done yesterday.
Hmm.
Those for we'll have daily stand-up meetings. So I have been part of these meetings.
Hmm. Right. So those are stand-up meetings. So those you have mentioned, like you are working in agile scrum environment, team communication, customer communication. But what is BRP meeting? What is in, what is full form of BRP?
Did I mention?
Yes, it's been mentioned. Okay, let me share my screen. It's mentioned in
Once
your
I
resume. Yeah. See, are you able to see the screen?
no, sir. Wait. I will check myself.
Yeah, you need to check your resume. See, over here it is written. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, involved in BRP meeting, involved in automation infrastructure development using Selenium,
Yes, yes.
right? So, what are these things? Either it can be infrastructure development or it can be automation, right? What is automation infrastructure development means? Were you involved in some environment that was required for running the automation scripts? And what is this BRP meeting about? Hmm?
Actually,
Yeah,
I'm just edited this resume, so sorry.
yeah. See, so you have to take care of all these things in a real-time interview, right? A person who is an interviewer, right? He will go into the details in your resume because ultimately he's the one who is going to hire you for their team. So he'll make
Yes.
sure at least 70 to 80% you should be good with your profile.
Okay.
Hmm?
I'll check with the
Yeah,
friend.
yeah. Please check and update it. Okay. So, Yashoda, yes, I'm done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, sir. Just
Mhm.
suggest me something that
Hmm.
for the
So
future.
I'll suggest you to learn about DevOps. I'll suggest you
Yes.
to get a more grip on real-time scenarios. Whenever you are
Okay.
getting questions on real-time scenarios, let it be test scenario or any code, anything that they have given. So think like what kind of exception is coming. From exception, you can go, what can be the root cause? What can be the solution, right? Think in that areas. Whenever someone is asking you about test scenario, think from 360-degree for single file, for multiple files. What if two different
Yes.
files are there? And so that's how you have to think. The more good analytical skills you have, the more good progress you will be able to make.
Okay, sir. Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
Yeah. So thank you so much. It was nice talking to you. Right.
Yes, sir.
And wish you all the best for your career.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.